Hey, Zach.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
What's up?
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a long time. It's so empty. There's nobody in here. It'll be busy again in a minute. It's only empty for a few moments. You guys hear about the mudslides in Santa Barbara?
Oh yeah, I think I've heard about that.
My brother is literally right there watching it. He lives there.
Wow.
He's the power's out. There's helicopters all over. Good morning.
I like the hat.
That jacket looks good with those pants.
But if you're sitting right there,
Totally.
then you get
Don't be selfish. It's very cute.
so warm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Look at your outfit.
Now, I know he's enforcing a cell phone rule. Just FYI. Good morning.
What class is this again?
This is economics.
Oh,
What is economics?
I don't know.
Then, does anybody remember yesterday? What is
Oh,
economics?
so work? No, it's not.
Isn't it about,
It's about currency and stuff.
there you go. You're on the right track. He's probably gonna ask you that question. And you know what? I didn't do well in economics in my school career. Economics and math. Everything else I'm good at. Good morning, Ken.
This one.
So like,
That's how we know what they do. That's how we know what they do.
you drink this every day.
At least we want to see it. Something like some people think like the whole box. Some people are like so bad because like one beer a bottle of beer. It's like an electric you can get water.
Phones are computers. Yeah.
Phones is something that's out.
Well, they're
Computer is something that's out.
yeah.
Yes. I'm not trying to
Maybe
turn it
if you turn your phone off and turn it back on.
on. Well, I did. Never mind. Check. What's that?
You could try logging into your browser.
Browser.
Yeah.
Where's the browser?
Yeah. Whatever.
Well, that's the same.
I don't know why the keyboard wouldn't show up. That's really weird.
Yeah.
How do you do it? Or probably just a glitch on that one.
Yeah.
Software.
The operating system.
Where you just get to use everything that you want.
Phones are just tiny computers. And now it doesn't.
You know this ring. You know this ring. So the character from the character that you play from the old classic. Red, blue, deep green, or fire red. The remix of the region. Red is that train, the one that doesn't listen. The white one, he doesn't talk.
You say yeah.
Is it Gordon right now?
Yeah.
You let Gordon know, send him an email, include Bonnie, please.
Yes,
Let him know he's here.
you got it.
That's serious.
Just, you can say something came up, we're keeping Nick in here. Period. Just so you guys know.
Something suddenly came up.
Or just not. Just,
Just
Nick
say-
will be in while this is during third period today. Sorry for inconvenience.
Got it.
You guys miss me? Oh, cell phones, beginning of class, put them away, thank you. Or I will collect them. I don't want to see cell phones out. Unless I say you can have cell phones out.
That's right, David.
Now, just so you guys know, that doesn't mean you have them out facing upside, face down. It means put them away. Thank you. Now, if you need it for study skills, for looking something up, but if I ever look on there and I see something other than something related to whatever it is you're doing for study skills, you're going to burn that trust, right? We clear up that? Headphones off, please. Nick is an exception today. He doesn't have this class usually, in case I don't want you to turn around and say, "Oh, Mr. Wallace, yeah, no, ain't gonna happen." Did you guys miss me? You probably did. I missed you guys too. You know what? I want to tell you something. Even though you give me that look, I was doing the dishes and I have your spoon on and I looked up there and I was like, oh, my son's like, what's this? And I said, it's a spoon. Now, I didn't know it was a spoon originally, right? But now I know it's a spoon. I thought it was a spoon holder. No, actually, originally I thought it was an ornament. But I was like, gosh, she didn't put a hole on this. Where am I supposed to put the string through it or the wire through it? And then, I can't remember who, I think it was my daughter. Maybe it was my ex. Saw it and said, oh, that's really nice. Who made that? So one of my students made it. I said, it's a Christmas ornament. And she looked at me and said, it's not a Christmas ornament, it's a spoon. So when she said that, I thought, oh, it's a spoon, like to hold spoons. Anyway, I saw it. and I was
So
like,
is it a spoon holder or a spoon?
it's a spoon. My point, why I brought it up is even though she gave me a look like, I hate you, no you don't, you made me a spoon. You can't take it back. You guys want to do rounds in here? Real quick, or just get straight to it?
Along with notifying that Nick is in third period here, do you want me to write a big monkey present?
No. Leave it up to them. I'm not gonna, I just want them to know that he's accountable.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Sorry for the inconvenience, yeah.
Got it.
Anyone need to start off with something? So, no? I think that is no. Okay, fine. One of the things I want to reintroduce in classes, we didn't really get into it that deeply. I did it a year ago, didn't really push it this fall, is the current event. So if you guys want to print up something, I don't want to have to give you guys a handout describing it, but if you want to print up, if you go onto the internet and find something related to the economy, okay? So this could be something that you find in, say, a business journal or a political blog or a news report, anything related to the economy. I would like, it could be U.S. economy, it could be world economy, it doesn't matter. And just bring it to the class and you can get credit for it. I just want to see that, if nothing else, that you're looking stuff up, okay? If you find it in a magazine or newspaper, want to cut it out, you don't look it up online, that's fine too, okay? I started something yesterday and I actually want to give you guys an assignment for tonight. So your assignment, remember last year, your first assignment for American government was name your 2 senators for your state. State treasurer for the state of California. That's assignment number 1 in this class. Besides the discussions that we have, I told you guys we wouldn't start textbook until Thursday. Make sure you got to, anybody not have your Econ textbook? Anybody still holding on to their American Gov textbook? So you guys turned in your American Gov textbooks and picked up Econ books at the time, right? Everybody's good? Yes? No? You're shaking, you're nodding, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
I don't know economic textbook.
Go get it. Okay. By the way, whose Econ book is this?
Oh, that one mine. Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, you're right. There's your name on it. You didn't secure this though. That's not secure enough. You need to put tape on all 4 sides. Just a little bit of tape on all 4 sides. So why don't you do that? Here you go. We're your own good.
On your name.
Oh, that.
Oh, so it isn't like.
3. Okay, so yesterday we started something in this class, and then I realized when we were done, I got so into talking about systems and stuff that I never really completed what I wanted to start. I mean, what I started, and I want to come back to that with you guys. I said a little word association game. I'm going to throw out the term economy or economics, so I'm going to put that back up on the board. What kinds of words, what kinds of things, ideas pop up in your head when you hear the word economics or economy? What is it? What do you mean? You're standing there looking at me like you need something. Yes.
Okay.
I was thinking if I did get my book or not. If I did, then what happened to my book? I remember going to church in the day.
So, do you not have an econ? But why? Do you want to go to the book room and ask them? Ask Ramona if she can look up your name and see if a book has been checked out to you. Then you'll know whether or not a book was checked out to you. Why don't you go do that right now? Get it out of the way. Did you check your backpacks?
Yeah, I don't have it.
Okay. Hey, Austin, what are you working on right now?
I'm looking up Muskrat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Muskrat, Susan?
Why wouldn't you be looking that up? Okay.
So you know you can.
So I have 2 students in here right now to discuss economics with me. One of them is looking out the window, wishing she was somewhere else. The other one's trying to hide behind his backpack. This isn't really conducive to an economics discussion. So while they're gone, how about you guys? What words come to mind? Yesterday, I believe one term was money, and we talked a little bit about money. Another word was currency. What else? When you guys think economics,
The line's too long.
are those other knuckleheads standing in that line? Tell them to come back, please. I didn't mean to sound so demanding. If you don't want to, you can tell me that you don't want to do that. But if you're willing to, thank you. Libby, give me another term. What term pops into your head when we talk economy, economics, anything?
Taxes.
Thank you. Excellent. Nico, you guys are gonna popcorn this. You're gonna go back and forth. Hold on. You said government? Okay, I'll take it. Go. What about you, Nico? System. A system. You said a system. Okay. I feel like one of those little hula dolls in the back of a car.
You don't look like one.
Federalists.
What'd you say?
Federalists.
Federalist. You know what I'm going to write? Federal.
Federalism.
I like that. More government related. The tie is to government, the history of our government.
Well, economics is slightly related too.
Oh, it's not slightly. A huge part of our economic system is tied to our federal government. Absolutely. No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm, affirming what you're saying. That's a good thing. Nico, how about you? What else? Like, what things? Think about, like, how does it apply in your lives? Like, okay, what are the ideas that you think are related to the economy and economics? Also, what are the things that make up economics in your own life? How do you contextualize it? Like, what would be an aspect? Like, let me ask you guys this. Would meditating be an aspect of the economy in your life? No. That would be an aspect of either mental health or philosophy, an aspect of relaxation, which could be tied to physical and mental health. You guys following me here?
Yeah.
Whereas economics, what do you do in your life? What do you have in your life that is related to economics? So think about the term in that sense. In your own experience, guys, or in general. Say, so when you talk about, Libby, you throw out the word federalism. Nico, you said the word system. You said taxes. Federalism is applying to economics on a large level, right? Right? On a nation level. Okay? Whereas taxes applies to both on a national level, right? Do taxes apply to you on a personal level? Yes? No?
Yeah.
Yes. You guys are going to pay taxes. Just listen, look at me, guys. The one thing you guys, there's an old expression, the two things you can count on in life, death and taxes. Got it? Those are the two things you know that you're going to have to deal with in life. Death and taxes.
Once you think about death and taxes at the same time, taxes don't seem too bad.
There you go. We have people who have that opinion about taxes, and then we have people who have the opinion that taxes are an important, integral part of life. And then there are some people who feel that our taxes it's not balanced. Some people who feel that taxes, so my question to you guys is, what are taxes?
Then you have to pay that the government pays for.
Yeah, it's money that you pay that the government takes from you. You don't pay, it's a deduction. Okay? And at a certain point, you might have to pay. So at the end of the year, during tax season, when you get back your W-2 forms, and you're dealing with something called your income taxes, you're going to find out, you're going to get a worksheet, guys. And this is why I like doing the math worksheets. This is how it's applicable in your own life. You're going to have to get a worksheet, and you're going to have to do some addition and some subtraction. And you're going to be you will have some givens. And you're going to go to your W-2 form, and you're going to look at that form, and you're going to take information from that data, from that W-2 form, and you're going to apply it to your tax forms.
I would have that.
Okay? Your tax returns. And the thing is if the government, when you do your computations, and you end up not paying enough to the government, you're going to have to write a check and give it to the government. You guys will probably not have to worry about that ever until you make a certain amount of money. Okay? It'll be contingent upon, do you have dependents? Do you have children? Do you have things that you can deduct? So can you claim other types of deductions? All right. So those are taxes on a personal level. So you guys remember what that personal level was called again? That individual small level? Do you guys remember the two M words? Thank you. Did you hear what he said? Micro. I'm just going to throw these out. That's the micro level. So if you think of micro, think what tool can you think of when you think micro? Think labs. You guys been in a science lab? Have you ever
Microscope.
a microscope? And what do you look at in a microscope?
Tiny things.
Tiny things. So on a tiny level, because there's about 400 million people in the United States. Okay, population close to about 400 million. So you're just 1 in 400 million. If you don't make a lot of money, you're just a very tiny drop in the bucket. Okay, but you're still a drop. And because you're a very tiny drop in the bucket, because you pay taxes, you have some rights, you have some freedoms, and you have some rights. And that's a big reason why you get to vote. And that's a big reason why businesses are subject to anti-discrimination laws. Because our taxes now, what do our taxes go to?
The state.
The government. And what does the government spend the money on?
Things that have like for like the shelters for the homeless people.
There you go. Schools, infrastructure. Huge part of the spending is on military.
Paying people. Like
Paying former teachers, federal employees, both their payrolls and also the people who have retired, retirements. Although a lot of the taxes, I don't know if you guys understand this, but when you get retirement, you're paying into a system that invests, that's supposed to take your money to make money to pay off your retirement. So it's not like every cent of retirement for government employees comes from the taxpayers. Got it? What's that? Okay, so I'm going to write that. So we got micro, and then macro is the term on a large level. I'm going to point an arrow to federalism. So taxes can be both on a micro and macro level. Hi!
We're returning books, but those are really long lines, so we're saying hey.
Thank you for saying hey. Yeah.
this me
I
too.
really like your truck. No. I just saw you, and you annoyed the hell out of me when I saw you. So I don't miss you. Yeah, I miss you. I like your truck.
Oh yeah, I went to the car wash and it ripped the bumper off. Happened like 2 days ago. My mom goes, "What happened to your bumper?" I was like, "Car wash." She's like, "Yes." I was like, "No, I swear."
So that your bumper wasn't attached.
No, like not the bumper, it's like a bumper cover. So it's like the bumper's still on.
So it's some like rubber trim on your bumper
Yeah,
that
it's
it
like
tore
a
off.
splash guard thing.
That's funny.
She was
Sorry.
like, "What'd you do?" I was like, "Oh."
Well. Bye, Sean. Stay away, please. Okay.
Andrew after the hours.
What's that?
Andrew got the alarm, I just wanted to have.
Oh, he was refusing to come
No,
out.
I didn't know that he was there.
Oh, no problem. Okay. Micro, macro. Someone said something. I'm gonna write it down.
Micro.
No. Who said something? Micro, macro. Damn, someone said something and I wrote micro and macro down before that. All right, never mind. What else? Give me some more time. Oh, you said monopolies. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Monopolies. What else? Another term. Come on, guys. Throwing this out there. Econ people. Okay. Get back to that. Thank you for participating. I want to hear from econ students. I don't want you filling in every single blank. Devin, give me something. Economics, econ. Think of something. What pops in your head related to economics? I got a question for you guys. Where do you keep your money?
Love that.
Okay?
On a credit card, plastic card,
On debit card.
Ah, hold on.
Visa.
Debit, credit, Visa. Good. What else? Are banks the only places where you can keep your money?
Let's
No,
see.
it's not the only place.
No, where else? You say no. It's just that you know that there's other places, or do you know what kinds of places? Personal savings is something you can get at a bank. Oh, personal savings, we're not gonna talk about that. That becomes too small. Yeah, you can. You know, the thing about keeping your money in a personal safe, the only danger about that is you can get robbed. And the other thing is, look, most likely, most people, okay, most people do not get robbed. Most people's houses don't burn down. So keeping your money on you is if you're doing it for safety reasons, you can, but what are you going to miss out on if you keep it in a personal safe that the bank can give you? Because what do banks do with your money?
They make your credit.
They loan it.
They loan that money out, and whenever a bank loans money out, do they make money out of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is that banks use your money to make money, so do the banks reward you for keeping your money in the bank? Yes. It is called interest.
Oh yeah, you get interest.
So you keep your money in the bank, you can build interest. Now, when you keep $1,000 in the bank, and depending on what the percentage rate is, and what the, how it's compounded, if it's done annually, biannually, quarterly, that can determine how much money you make. So that's why, you know, when you decide on a bank and a bank account, you should shop around. Okay? Competition is good, because competition creates more opportunities for consumers. So we like competition. Now, and that when we don't, and competition, guys, is the opposite of this, monopolies. Monopolies aren't good for the consumer. Okay? Unless whatever is monopolizing the market provides what the consumer thinks is a really good deal. Okay, so you got banks, they give interest. So I'm going to write all of that down. Banks, well, I already wrote that. I meant to say interest. You guys know what S&Ls are? S&Ls are Savings and Loans Associations. They took a huge hit. The reputation of savings and loan associations took a major hit in the 1990s. They got a really bad reputation because there are some really big savings and loans associations.
Like Wells Fargo.
No, Wells Fargo is a bank.
Oh, yeah.
Savings and loan associations that were extremely unethical, and they ended up really screwing people out of a lot of money. People who were invested in the S&Ls, their whole retirements were based on it, and they ended up losing like all of their retirements, their houses, their boats, their cars, destroyed people's lives. Many people killed themselves over it, committed suicide, being so depressed by the fact that they worked so hard, saved up this money, and these S&Ls ended up basically stealing their money and investing, and I put that in air quotes, in things that would make people money. So there's a name, this name might not mean anything to you, but you might hear it in the future. You might hear it in the context of when they talk about how we regulate or not regulate financial institutions. Okay? You might hear a name named Bernie Madoff. And Bernie Madoff was a person who was considered, like, when people think S&L, S&Ls and these problems with the S&Ls, they think Bernie Madoff. All right? You guys, we're not going to study Bernie Madoff in here, but just if you hear it in the future, as people discuss whether we should regulate, and when I say we, I'm talking about the government, whether financial institutions need to be regulated or not, yes?
Is he in prison or dead?
Yeah, I can't remember. I want to say he's dead.
That's what I was thinking.
Bernie Madoff, it is an incredibly sad story. He was a guy who ended up really, he made millions off of people. He did some bad stuff, and it wasn't violent stuff. It was just bad financial mismanagement, and basically lied to people. And so people invested money. They put money in these SNLs that he was in control of, that he was the CEO of, and that money wasn't being spent on what they said it was being spent on. And so they ended up, like I said, the retirements came around and they lost all of that money. They had nothing. Okay. And they were destitute now, a lot of these people. And the problem is that your money, the federal government will insure your money. So there are regulations that were placed on banking associations, on these businesses, guys, after the Depression, what we call the Great Depression. You guys are going to see a video about the Great Depression in this class. You guys are going to see it in a couple weeks here, okay? A YouTube video about it. And after that, what happened is there was a run on banks. People went to get their money, and they couldn't take money out because the banks didn't have money. You guys will also see a video on how banks work. Okay, now, with that said, just so you guys know, the FDIC, which is a regulatory, basically an insurance commission that's federally funded and that protects you guys, the consumers at banks, they will protect your money. I believe, I don't remember, it's in the book, I believe it's up to $125,000. Okay, guys? So this goes back to, if you put your money in a sock or in a safe at home, and you're worried about, well, if I put it in the bank, is it safe in the bank? Well, the government insures it up to $125,000. Okay? Which means we insure each other for up to $125,000. You guys get that, right? Means if something happens and another Great Depression takes place, another Black Friday, then the government, our tax dollars will go into making sure that everyone at least gets some money so they aren't totally destitute. They can at least feed themselves, pay some bills. Okay, so we got S&Ls. The other thing is, you guys know any other institutions besides banks and S&Ls? Have something called credit unions. I belong to a credit union. Anyone bank at Golden One? Up here? No? No one banks at Golden One? That's a credit union. There's something called the Teachers Credit Union. Okay? That's a credit union. So oftentimes think of like a political party. Credit unions are sometimes, these are like-minded people. There's different, some people trust them more than banks. Some people trust their banks. They love their banks. They think they get great deals. The one thing when you're working with a bank or a credit union is remember this, guys. Look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. You too, Daichi. Read the fine print. What do I mean by that? Read the fine print. So when you guys walk out here, I say, hey, make sure you read the fine print. So Tyler walks out here and says, you know what, I heard about Golden One Credit Union. I think I want to take my money out of B of A and put it in Golden One Credit Union. Where are you going to find fine print? You're going to find fine print in any contracts that you guys sign. On any pamphlet that you read the fine print. So that it'll describe the conditions of the thing that you are involved in. Okay? Make sure you read that fine print. I learned the hard way about fine print. First credit card I ever got, I believe at that time, I think I got credit, it was something like 12 or 13%. That was my interest rate. So what that means is if I charged something on my credit card and I couldn't pay it back, I would be charged 13% interest on it. Sounded like a good deal to me, right? So here's what happened. Oh, and there's a minimum that you pay. Here's what happened. I missed a month's payment. I didn't have enough money. Well, I'll pay it next month. I'll just double up my payments. Guess what happened to my interest rate? It went from 13% to 27%. And the next month, I'm looking at my interest rate. I'm like, WTF? The hell is that? And I called up the bank and I'm like, dude, my interest rate says 27. They said, oh, well, Mr. Wallace, you missed a month's payment. You were late. And it says in your contract, I'm like, It does. And I look at my contract, and you got big letters like this, and all of a sudden, down at the bottom of it, you guys see that right there? In really tiny letters, it says, it has like a little star, you know, a little asterisk, and it says, if you fail to meet the conditions of this contract, your interest rate can be doubled, can be compounded. I didn't read the fine print, learned that the hard way, okay? So, read the fine print. What else up here? What else do I need to put up?
Trade.
Trade, good, what else? I'm gonna point to you, you're gonna tell me, Nico, go, give me another thing that isn't up there. If you don't know, you can pass.
Shares.
Shares, very good. You guys ever heard of Sonny and Cher? That's a joke. That's my phone. It's in my pocket. Should I see who it is? Let me see if it's my mom. If it's my mom, I'll say hi. I have no idea who this is. Tai. Give me a word to throw up there. Okay. Tyler, give me another.
Stock.
Stocks, very good. I just wrote stacks. I don't know why I wrote that. Devin, give me another. I want to flush all this stuff out of your system. I want to get these words on the board. If there's a word that you see up there and you say, yeah, I've heard of stocks. What are they? Do you guys know what stocks are? No? You don't know what stocks are?
Something invested over time and growth.
Okay, so here you go, guys. Let me explain this to you. So a bank wants your money so they can do what with it, Devin? Remember what I said they do with your money? Thank you, Devin. Devin, what do they do with your money? How does a bank give you interest? Look, if you give me money and you say, Mr. Wallace, can you hold my $100? When you come back for your money, I'm going to give you $100 back, right? In fact, I might give you $98. What do you think the $2 I took away is for? Holding on to your money. Because now it's a burden for me. A bank doesn't exist to hold on to your money. Now what happens is after a month or maybe after a year, your $100, you come back for it and you say, I want to take out my $100. I'm going to give you back $110. Ah, there's interest. I just gave you 10% interest. And you're wondering, well, how did I get interest? Do you think I'm just going to give you $10 out of my own pocket? No, I'm not. Because that's not why I exist. I'm going to take your $100 and Libby's $100 and Austin's $100 and Tyler's $100 and Ty's and everybody else. And I'm going to take that money and I'm going to invest it. And I'm going to buy a Jamba Juice. I'm going to buy a Jamba Juice, and that Jamba Juice is going to make us a profit. And with the proceeds from that profit, I'm going to take my chunk of the profit and I'm going to give you guys back 10% on your $100. You guys see how that works? Now, what happens if the Jamba Juice goes under and I lose money? Yeah, if I don't have some other businesses that I invest in, if I'm not making profit somewhere, I'm not going to be able to give you guys interest or your money back, right? Okay? Stocks works the same way. So let's say I open a company, Wallace's Pens. And I make pens, and let's say I make pens, right now I'm making pens and I'm selling them to you guys, your students, okay? And then all of a sudden people at El Camino High School find out I'm selling these pens that people at Rio are raving about, so I sell it to them, okay? Then all of a sudden, somebody in LA finds out about these, so where'd you get this pen? Oh, this is an El Camino pen, got it at El Camino High School. Where'd they get it? You got it from Wallace's Pen Company. We love these pens, so the city of LA, all of the school districts they're buying. And then it goes, now here's the deal. As I grow as a company, do I need to create more resources in order to produce more pens?
Yeah.
Of course. I'm going to have a really high demand, because what do I need to produce this pen, guys? What do I need to produce it? I need employees, so I got to be able to pay them. I need plastic. I need raw materials. I need what we call human resources. I need machines. That's under, you guys are going to learn something called the factors of production. The machinery is going to be under production. Okay? You guys following me? And all of those things cost money. Okay? So where am I gonna get my money if my profits from pens don't give me enough money?
How long?
No. I'm gonna go public, Nico, and I'm gonna sell stocks. So what I'm saying is, hey, you know what, Nico, who doesn't care about my pens, doesn't want my pens, but he sees my company is growing. So he's going to give me $100 so that I can help grow my company. Following me? And what happens is my company is growing so fast, Tai, and I'm making so many profits. At the end of the month, Nico says, okay, can I have my shares? Can I have my share of what my stock gave me? So let's say it's 100. Now here's the deal. Here's how it works. When I sold it at Nico, my stocks were on sale, one share for $100. Now I'm one share for $200. So if Nico cashes out, what does Nico get?
Double the profit.
He gets his $100 back plus the $100 that he made from that share going in. You guys following that? Now Tyler wants to buy a share of my stock. He's not going to get it for $100 at this time. He's going to get it for $200. But if my company is humming along and I'm making huge profits, guess what? Maybe next month, Tyler, my shares go up to $350. How much of a profit have you made? You made $150. How much did you make? You made $250. So Nico says, I'm not going to take out my stock right now when it's up $100. Look, in 1 month, I made $100. I'm going to keep my stocks in there. Because in 2 months, it's now worth $250. And I paid $100 for it. And Libby's like, dang, you guys are making money. I want in on this. So she pays $250 for stocks. For my stocks. And guess what? My pens start leaking in people's pockets. And we realize that these pens are really crappy pens. Maybe I'm overproducing and my company has gotten so big, my quality control has gotten so bad. Now my pens are worthless because the product is crap. And now no one's buying them. I have no profits. What happens to my stock prices? They go down. Now all of a sudden, my stocks are only worth $40 a share. Nico's lost $60, right? On the original profit or on his original investment. You've lost 160 and you lost 250. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. $190. You guys see how that works? Now, all of a sudden, I get my act together, I start producing better pens, my stocks go up. So when they talk about stocks, people talk about it in terms of playing what's called the long game. Having this vision for it. Because you guys know, right? Think about like Apple, think about Microsoft. Sometimes welcome back. Sometimes, especially within technology, there's peaks and valleys, right? Sometimes things are really popular and then they're not. So sometimes profits are huge, sometimes they're not. Anything else I need to put on here? Libby, give me another term. Take a look at that, Andrew Lara. The subject is economics or econ. I meant to write the economy. Economics or the economy. What terms are related to? Here are just some terms. S&L means savings and loan. Trade, shares, stocks, credit unions, banks, monopolies, debit, credit, Visa, these are all. I'm going to put the R word. You guys need to know this, guys. This is a huge one. You ready? Resources. You guys remember the definition of the study of economics from yesterday? Repeat after me, so I know you're alive. Economics. I'll try this again. Economics. Don't make me call your dad. Yeah, I know, right? Economics. Tai Tai, are you with it? Tai Tai. Thank you. Don't do this, Wallace. I'm gonna do this because I love you. Economics. Oh, thank you. You feel so good. Is the study of unlimited wants and needs in competition with limited
Resources.
say it.
Resources.
Thank you. Now I won't call up Robert. It's her father's name. Economics
See you at
is
the
a,
gym, so,
yeah, I see it at the gym all the time. Unlimited wants and needs in competition with limited resources. Remember that. When we talk resources, we're going to talk about things like natural resources. Did I tell? You know what? I don't want to get too. Do you guys know what SMUD is?
Yeah.
The water from
No. No, but you're close.
Electric.
Electric and gas company.
Yeah.
Okay. There's PG&E also exists. Okay. But SMUD. So most people in Sacramento get SMUD. Your electricity, your gas comes from SMUD. It stands for Sacramento Municipal Utilities District. What I didn't know, so I had dinner the other night with someone, and they work for SMUD. And I was talking to her, and I said, you know, what exactly do you do? Like, and she said, well, I do trading for SMUD. Trading? What do you mean trading? And this was, I found fascinating. Like, I thought SMUD, what they did is they produced energy, and then they get it out there to people. And then if things break, they fix it, right? They do that. They do that, but not all of the energy. A lot of the energy that they give to consumers, do they produce? They buy that energy and store it, and then send it to consumers. Okay? Well, when they buy energy, what happens is when your power goes out, guys, here in Sacramento, have you guys ever been at home and the power goes out? Big storm happens, power goes out. Well, they need to get power. They've lost power. How do they get it? They trade for it. They trade for it. They want to get you guys cheap power. And they want it to be cheap because as consumers, if you guys have to pay a lot of money, you're going to be pissed. And you're going to look for other sources of power. Okay? And there's not a lot of sources. Right now there's kind of a monopoly in California. It's either PG&E or SMUD. There's a new power company, I don't remember what it's called. There's another power company, up in Roseville. Placer County has a really small power company and people shop with them. Okay? But I don't know, it just blew my mind that it's like, oh yeah, they would. She said that there are two people at the desk, at these desks, at SMUD, and they're there 24/7. Because people need power 24/7. There's always two people that are ready to trade. They sit there, and if power goes out and they need to buy power for their consumers, they get on the phone and they start doing day trading. And that goes back to stocks and shares and all of this place. And I thought, wow, like that's really tied to the economy. That's crazy. Okay, you know what? It was interesting to me. All right? Anything else up here? No? Okay. Devin, what's economics? The study of. Okay, you guys know, you can leave out the study of. Unlimited wants and needs in competition with limited resources. Nico, what's economics? In competition with limited resources. There you go. Nico, what's economics? In competition. Don't say with resources, with limited resources. Okay, Andrew, what's economics? Unlimited wants and needs. Yeah, it is the study of, but you can leave that part out. Unlimited wants and needs in competition with limited resources. That's what the study of economics is. Okay? So you guys are going to learn about what resources are, wants and needs, and you're going to learn about the systems that try to balance all of those things out. So when we talk about banks, what resource does the bank hold for you guys? What resource?
ATM.
Okay, those are machines that allow you to access this resource. What do you get out of an ATM, Andrew? What's that?
Card.
A card? No, use a card to get this resource out of the ATM. Money. That's the resource. So bank deals with resources. Okay. What resources do you use to get to work? Let's say you got a job and you're going to work right now. Let's say you live here in B14 in Rio. This is your house. You got to go to work out at the Sunrise Mall. You're going to work at the mall. Forever 21. I know all of you want to work at, especially Austin loves Forever 21. Okay? All right. So you got to go to Forever 21. What resources do you need to get there?
I need like ink, neon, plywood, convertible top.
You need a car. You need transportation. What natural resource
Gas.
is fed into Very good. You need gas. In order to build the car, what resources do you need? How do you build? So you need humans. That is a resource. Human resources.
Raw material.
You need raw materials. Those are natural resources. So you got human resources, you got natural resources, you need production resources like the machinery to build the cars, and you need financial resources.
Investors.
You need investors. Very good. You need a banking system that exists. You need a regulated monetary system. If you don't have a regulated monetary system, it can create chaos within an economy. This takes place in many countries. In England, when England got out of the EU, one of the things that people worry about is what's going to happen to their money. Okay? What's going to happen to the pound before the English pound? You guys know what most people in Europe use for money? Like if you're in Germany or France or Spain right now, what do you use to pay for things? You guys know? Do you use a Spanish dollar?
Euro.
You use a euro. Very good. Now, England didn't use the euro. They were part of the EU, but they didn't adopt their currency. And it was okay because they were part of the EU. You guys know what I mean by the EU?
Yeah.
What?
European Union.
Very good, the European Union. Okay? But now that they got out of the EU, those euro-using countries are saying, screw you guys, you don't want to play this game, you're just making things harder on us. And now all of a sudden what they're afraid of is the pound is going to become devalued. And now their currency doesn't buy as much as it used to buy. See, what's going to happen is because of the government's decision, English business owners, when dealing with European business owners, they're going to be paying, so if I'm paying for a resource, I'm British, and Austin's from, say, France, and I'm buying cheese from him, he's going to charge me that EU price for cheese based on the euro, right? Because you deal with the euro. And I say, here's my English pound. And you say, I do not take the English pound, you British fool. Sorry, that's my French imitation. No, not good. Sorry. So, I'm not going to take your pound. You're going to pay in euros. So what do I have to do, guys?
You have to pay more.
No, I have to buy euros. I have to convert my pounds to euros. But if my pound isn't worth as much as a euro, I'm going to be paying up, because if a euro is worth 150 to 1 pound, that means I'm going to have to pay a pound plus 50 cents more to buy a euro. You guys following me here?
No.
If it's 200%, what if I have to pay 2 pounds for every 1 euro?
Might as well move the new system.
Well, you know what it might do? It might keep me from doing business with you anymore. Hey, if I reduce the number of cheese suppliers into England, if you like cheese and you're British, does that impact you as a consumer?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to cut off supply, or I'm going to have to pay a hell of a lot more in England for French cheese. Does this make sense? Am I throwing too much information out at you guys? Be honest with me.
That makes sense.
Doesn't bother me.
I'm trying to contextualize this stuff for you. Okay? One thing I heard, Nico, in Greece, there was one summer where your stepdad went back, and I said, how are things in Greece? And he said, man, they're terrible. I said, for example, he said, a chicken, buying chicken, like a chicken dinner. Here, do you guys know how much a chicken costs here?
And
Comes out, depending on where you shop, it can be anywhere between 99 cents to about $4.99, maybe as high as $6.99 a pound. So if you buy like a filleted organic piece of already skinless, boneless chicken breast at the store, you're looking at about $6.99, $7.99 a pound. Maybe $8.99 at Whole Foods, okay? All right. He said in Greece, it was up to $15 a pound for chicken. Yeah. This huge inflation rate. It's because of what happened to the Greek banking system there. Okay. I won't get into the particulars of that, but it created this just outrageous inflation. And that had a huge impact. Now, if I'm a chicken farmer, and chicken is costing the consumer $15 a pound, and people stop buying chicken, does that help me?
No.
No.
Forces you.
Not all these freaking
Sell.
chickens. But I can't sell because if chicken is worth $15 a pound, so imagine if the chicken is $15 a pound, if inflation is happening in the chicken trade, do you think it's happening, say, in the production trade? Like, do you think gas to get the chickens from my farm to the store, do you think gas is still really cheap? Yes or no? No. Inflation affects the whole economy. So not only is a chicken $15 a pound, gas is, say, $10 a gallon. This making sense?
Yeah.
Inflation hits everything. It has a ripple effect. And so I can't, when gas is $10 a gallon, I can't sell chickens for $15 a pound because I need to make money so I can live too. I need to make my profits. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
And as a farmer, if my consumers are paying $15 a pound for chicken, guess what I'm paying for chicken? Well, if I'm a farmer, I have something that's free, right? But whatever I'm eating is potentially something I could sell to a consumer. If I get tired of chicken and I want to eat lamb, and I don't got lambs on my farm, I'm going to still be paying. If chicken's $15 a pound, lamb's probably $20 a pound. Well, how can I pay $20 a pound for sustenance when I'm not making any money because people stop buying chickens? Oh, and by the way, gas is $10 a gallon. And electricity is up to 30 cents a kilowatt. Anything else needs to go up there?
Labor market.
Labor market, I like that. I'm just going to write labor as a general term. What else? Take a look. What do you see there? Anything up there that you're looking at, like what is that? What does that have to do with the economy? That's why I'm doing this. So if you have a question, ask. What else needs to be up there? I'm going to throw out a word. Regulations. Give me a regulation. What's an example of a regulation right now? An economic regulation.
Minimum wage.
Minimum wage is an economic regulation. Very good. Okay, what's another? How else do we regulate things? Economically speaking.
Taxes.
So, well, taxes, that's not a regulation.
Oh.
It's a thing, right? So, do we regulate taxes?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. There's rules that apply to taxes. Okay? Tai, you with us? No? You want to go for a walk? Get some blood flowing? I need you to be with us. I at least need your eyes open.
So when you're talking, I go to sleep when you talk.
When there's talk? Well, it's a talking time right now. But I want you guys to talk too. I'm asking you guys questions. Are you tired of my voice? That's okay. You can say yes. If you're tired of my voice, then participate in the talk. Yes. What's that?